Okay then, Mo, so we take a look at these swings now. Set up from the stuff we talked about last time. And the position yourself with the body movement and that right hip, definitely really looking good on the way back. Main thing to focus on now, as we get to about here, we get quite a lot of bend and flex in our right arm. And because of this now, it's going to really give like an over the top, sort of as an over swing looking feeling. As we can see at the top here now, that left hand not really creating much sort of grip pressure on that club to control the club face. Now what happens is once you kind of feel that position, your fingers losing a bit of control of the grip are going to start grabbing onto that golf club, and in that attempt to sort of grab the club, kind of throws that club over the top of the line, across the ball, giving you those sort of pulls to the left, potential kind of like cutty ones out to the right, or the old pull draws to the left that we were getting on the first few shots there. So the main focus now in terms of your practice drill is making back swings where you kind of feel like your right arm is almost staying straight. Now obviously it can't stay perfectly straight because it'd be physically impossible for your left hand to stay on the club, but we want to try and maintain a little bit more extension in that right arm. Now this is going to help your left arm stay more extended anyway without having to try to lock your left arm. If you try and think about locking your left arm, you will get very stiff, very tense. If we think about maintaining a little bit more extension in your right arm, allowing it to bend, but just bend a little bit less, it should in theory take some of the tension out of your body. And also being right-handed, it's going to be more of your dominant hand you're going to work on. So what this is going to do now in the backswing, as you can see with these sort of training practice movements now, it's going to get your club up to the top of the backswing here with a lot less flex in the right arm and the club now a lot shorter in the backswing. And as we can see, your grip now supported on that golf club. So make some practice swings. Now, when we do a static backswing, we shouldn't expect you to get anywhere near horizontal. Momentum is going to carry you further when it comes to making your normal swing. So don't try to get to horizontal in the practice swing. Just try and get to as far back as you comfortably can, maintain that width. Now, having done that for a few times, you can see now with that same good setup in that right hip turn, keeping that width in that right arm. The swing change now, as we can see, at the top of the backswing. So you get up to the top here now, that club now is a little bit further away from your head. Compare that to where it was here, where it's almost sort of disappearing into the frame. There you go, almost disappears completely out of view, the shaft there. If we've got this on the right-hand side now, it is still now got a good amount of distance from your shoulder to the shaft. Now, okay, is it still a bit of an overswing? Yes. Is it still a bit across the line? No, because as the club continues to go further, it will give that across the line feel. So don't try and get the club to point this way. By just shortening the backswing with that right arm movement, that will change the direction that shaft points. So if we can move that much from one lesson, and then with a bit of practice, we'll get the golf club now to maybe that position, and over time get the club somewhere in this area here now, where it's a bit more under control with your left wrist. You're not feeling that need to grab it. And even though we only changed it, probably a few percent there, you could see the ball flights you were getting now, the club now coming down underneath your right shoulder, that shaft there we can see. We go back a frame here now, that club now coming down more underneath your right shoulder, much more on plane, getting that club working more from the inside. And as we saw with those first few shots you were getting there, a nice little sort of draw down the target line, and that ball flying a lot further and a lot straighter. So work on that right arm movement, get some practice in, and we'll see you for next lesson. Cheers, mate.